Oh shit, what's up, y'all? Guess that's my intro. Oh shit, what's up, y'all? Kind of how I am when I walk into a room and see a bunch of people I know. I'm like, oh shit, what's up, y'all? It's literally how I talk. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna listen to this whole fucking album. We're gonna play this album, we're just gonna listen to it. Oh, you wanna know what we're listening to? Oh, okay. Well, hang on. Filtheater. Blight of Sempiternal Putrefaction. Weird song title. Blight of Putrefaction. Let's just go with that one. Drummer, man. He's beating those, dude. No triggers. He's just... Got this from Justin, just kind of on a whim. Fucking love it. That bass tone is so thick. Man. I love it. It's got a cheap lo-fi recording. I love. But it's done really well. As well as they could make it without it making, you know. Well, they could make it with the conditions they were in. Right into that blast. I like that unintelligible low growl that he's got going. This is highs. Got that Craig Pillar, Will Romer shit going on there. Way faster drummer. Yeah! See? We're gonna listen to this. He's got those cool, wacky, fun, funky fills right into that fucking blast beat. Yeah, listen to this one on your own. It's on YouTube. Go listen to it on your own. It totally takes the wimp right out of you. That was one song right there. First song. That was Malevolent Transcendence. This here is Faceless Caverns. These caverns don't have a face. Do caverns have faces? Have I just been in the wrong caverns? Was I in the right caverns, the ones without faces? I don't know. Read the lyrics to find out more about faceless caverns. Maybe it's the preferred thing. Maybe I just went into the good ones. I'll try to go see some bad ones next time. ChaosPossessed. It's the original kit. I don't even think they sell this kit anymore. It's the old school one. I got 10 of them. Because what Chaos Army isn't complete without Possessed. Apparently, if you stay in the Chaos Space Marines long enough, apparently you just become possessed. I guess that's how that lore works. I don't know. I only know what the local Inquisitor of Ordos Hereticus tells me. This was done with that tone, skin tone. Reikland Flesh Shade, Caraborg Crimson, and then build it back up with Rakarth Flesh and Pallid Witch Flesh, I think. And I think it's Caraborg Crimson, but I think in a couple places I might have put in Druchii Violet. May have. Nah, it's probably on Caraborg. Yeah, because Druchii Violet, that's actually how I did my Tyranids. So this is actually the same idea as the skin of a Tyranid, my Tyranid army that you see. Same thing, Rakarth Flesh, just the shades are different, and then I build it back up from there. I think I have a Gene Stealer that I accidentally painted instead of Rakarth Flesh. I think I put like an actual flesh tone, Canadian flesh tone on top of it, so it doesn't look like the other ones. And I did that because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. But it looked kind of cool, so I kept it. It's a happy accident. So dissonant at times. Harmonically and rhythmically. I like how they give you a reprieve from that and right back into that, into a solo. This song reminds me of Portal. This reminds me of Portal right here. Y'all ever listen to Portal? I had a couple of their albums. It's good. It's not for weak ears. It's not for people who enjoy a good bopping song. Because Portal is some dissonant shit. It is some out there dissonant, experimental, fuck your mind up music. Fucking love Portal. Fucking love Filtheater. A Veiled Loathing Throne. So a throne, kind of like this, veiled, so it's got a cover over it. And you hate it, you loathe it. Oh, it's I wonder, did somebody of importance sit in that throne? Fuck that guy, he's a tyrant. I should read the lyrics and find out. I haven't done that yet. Drummer's got some funk on this song. I love how he comes out of those fills or those cadences and straight into that blast. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. To just most drummers would use that funky fill to bring that groove back, or give you a rest for the intense part. Not Filtheater. Like, oh, was that a funky groove? Slap that taste out of your mouth. Brutality, motherfucker. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Oh god, don't hit me again. No, I'm just kidding. Have some more funky brutality. Bitch slap! Oh yeah. These are some mean cats right here. Well, it's Mississippi. God, does anybody know anybody from Mississippi? That extended family out in Mississippi. There's some mean mamma jammas out there. You get to East Texas, you meet some. What's that East Texas? Yeah, East Texas, you meet some mean motherfuckers out there. Especially in Louisiana, you meet some weird motherfuckers out there. Sinister, dark people. Got attitude for days, and they can back that shit up too. You guys believe it when somebody from Mississippi, Louisiana, East Texas, from someone from their rural areas tells you something, buddy, take that shit to the bank. If he tells you your shit's fucked, your shit's fucked. If he tells you he's gonna fuck you up, son, pack your bags. Your life's about to get bad. And that's what Filtheater is. It's those dudes who made a brutal death metal album. That's enough ambience. Back to that blast. He looking down at something. Still glazed his eyes. Monologues of reverence. Monologues of reverence. Look at 9 damn tracks on here of this. They don't cut you no slack. They don't give you no ambience. Not for long. They don't give you your long fucking intros and shit. Straight into it. Brodequin's like that too. You know, Brodequin doesn't fuck around with their albums. They get in there and just, they're gonna beat you up for about 8 tracks. And that beat you up is what you get. That's another thing I've learned, man, being from East Texas and shit like that, knowing Louisiana and Mississippi tribes. Sick motherfuckers out there. Sick motherfuckers. Brutal, mean motherfuckers. Let me tell you about Appalachia. They got some crazy motherfuckers up here too. Ooh, up in them mountains. Dude, we got some bad motherfuckers up here. Yeah. There's some scary individuals up here. Throw you down a holler and let the fucking coyotes eat you. I think down in one county, we got mine shafts and sinkholes for days. That's a scary thought. The implication. Like, oh, I'm gonna disappear down one of them fuckers. I heard about one time they recovered a stolen vehicle and they found like another stolen vehicle. They were all filled with dead bodies. That's how them Appalachians throw down. They start stuffing bodies in cars and holes, and they only stop when the hole fills. And if it don't fill, they just keep packing them. Some sick motherfuckers, man. Because it's a benefit of living like rural or knowing rural kinfolk or family friends. So, country people, man, they do not fuck around. I mean, if a dead body was thrown outside down in one of the hollers or one of those easement lines, the coyotes and the cats would catch a whiff of that. body be torn apart by next morning. By next morning, it goes scattered for miles. You wouldn't even know where the body was originally dumped. You wait another day, there ain't gonna be no trace of that fool. You get in those cities, you're kind of at the will of those cops. I hate that. I just hated that. Kind of at the mercy of your neighbors. It fucking sucks. Of course, it's cool living in a neighborhood where you're like, your neighbors are all like respectful and cool. I had family that always liked to throw parties. Just feed you food and drink. Give the kiddos some games to play. Just kill your neighbors with kindness. That was always the policy we had. That way, when any problems occurred, it'd be like, hey, come talk to the person. Or if any problems occur, we can make problems disappear. Or at least just put this fear of God into somebody and send them on down the road. Of course, you do that everywhere. You do that rural, you can do that urban. But most urban neighborhoods, they don't even want to know their neighbors. I lived in some where they didn't even want to know you, and I'm like, bro, I can throw something and hit your house. Come on, man, let's at least get a dialogue going. Yeah, I finally had enough of that shit. So that was Reverend's Monologues, Swallowed at Dusk. It's probably a vampire one. Dusk, sun goes down, swallowed. Ooh, The Town That Dreaded Sundown. It's a good movie. No, it's not. It's actually a shitty movie. But you still watch it. It's still funny. Where are my horror movie people at? Josh, you watching this one? The Town That Dreaded Sundown. The Hills Have Eyes, which wasn't about vampires. But that was a good one. Swallowed at Dusk. Ooh, Fright Night. That was a fun one. What are some other good ones? Vampires. Near Dark. Not seen Near Dark. You need to see. Segue. If you've not seen this is the greatest vampire movie you've never seen. They never say the word vampire in the movie at all. They're never called that. We got some amazing people in this. We got the mighty Bill Paxton from Aliens. And Terminator, the original one. What else has he done that's awesome? Well, anyways, you got that chick. She was Vasquez in Aliens. He was in Aliens. Hicks. Corporal... no. He's Hudson. I'm Hicks. He's Hudson. That's Hudson. That's Vasquez. Fuck, I forgot her name. It was like Janet or something like that. And then, who's the other guy you got? Lance Henriksen, who was in, he was in the original Terminator. Yeah. He was also in the AVP shit, which was shit. Don't watch AVP. That fucking sucks. Alien vs. Predator. Anyways, Near Dark. Yeah. Wasn't exactly cheap to get this, but it wasn't like super expensive either. It's the greatest vampire movie ever. Because they're like all criminals and hoodlums and outlaws. And they're basically a vampire gang. Swallowed at dusk. Yes. These two things go together. I don't know if you can see this on YouTube. You might be able to. You might be able to get a copy, like I did, off like Amazon or some shit. Maybe Internet Archives might have it. Oh, look at that movie poster. How fucking badass is that? I saw this back in the day in like the 80s. Because they filmed this right after they did Aliens. Apparently they left that set 2 weeks of like goofing off, and one of them was like, hey, I got us another movie. And there was like 3 of them from Aliens. Lance Henriksen, Vasquez chick, and then Bill Paxton. Sorry, I can't remember that Vasquez chick. If you said her name, I'd know it in a second. Here's the overseas posters. Yeah, those are big. You don't want to see those. I mean, they're kind of... Oh, look at that. Oh my god. You probably go on YouTube and look at clips of this. Do it. Do yourself a favor. Whatever you do. Listen to Filtheater. Watch Near Dark. That's your homework assignment. It should be coming out on a Friday. That's your Friday night. Remember who remembers Blockbuster Video or your local mom and pop video store? A pizza joint? Going home. Probably getting high, eating some fucking pizza, watching fucking horror movies, jamming some fucking death metal. Of course, Filtheater wasn't out back then. We would have listened to Sacrifice or something like that. This came out like 1986 or something, 1987, 87, probably that one was. Awesome movie, y'all. But anyways, yeah, horror and death metal, they go hand in hand. I always say metal and cyberpunk go hand in hand. Horror and metal go hand in hand. So that was Swallowed at Dusk, I think. Vapors of Human Sacrifice. So vapors of human, so the smell of human sacrifice. That's crazy. I guess that would give off its own aroma of piss and poop and fear and adrenaline and sweat. Yeah, that would suck. I wouldn't even want to be in a room with that, to be honest with you. It's like, hey, we're going to do demonic sacrifices. Like, I'm not into that, but he's a bad guy. I'm still not into that. But yeah, let me kick him in the face before he sacrifices him. Fuck you. Maybe. Oh, just killing shit to satisfy dark gods. That doesn't sound like that works out in the end. I mean, it didn't work out for these guys. I mean, they're possessed. Oh, and what possessed unit would not be complete without the greater possessed? So yeah, I got this when it came out to put in my possessed unit. Look at that skull. Look at that, man. Am I metal or what? That's how metal I am. Look at what I did to my skull, my goat skull up here. I glazed those fucking eyes on that goat skull, bro. You telling me I ain't fucking metal? I made Chaos Space Marines metal as fuck. Look at me, he's holding fire. That's a pretty good fire job. I think that red's too red. But I didn't want it to clash with this red. I was stuck. I chose this paint scheme before I got the model. I already had an army of this paint scheme, and then the flames come along, and I'm like, I don't want to do the standard green flame, the balefire flame, which would have been totally respectful. Actually, a buddy of mine did do that. Put the green fire in there. If you put them side by side, I kind of like my real fire, even though it's kind of blends in with the paint job. I don't know, comment down below. What do you think? Should I have gone with the green balefire flame? I'm not redoing it. It stands as it stands. But yeah, Master of Possession. Metal fucking goat skull on. Got a pistol strapped to his hip, because you need that. So yeah, I always had the Master of Possession running around with the demon engines and the possessed. Depends on the... I only played this in like 8th and 9th. Start building this in like 8th or something, or tail into 7th or whatever. I was always building armies and painting them long before I ever got to field them, so sometimes I'd paint something in one edition and that edition would go, and I'd be in the next edition and be like, alright, what's it do now? I think at 10th, characters join squads. That's alright. Just makes you run a character heavy list. Not played 10th edition 40k. Shit, we may be getting 11th edition here pretty soon. Although I heard it on good authority that we weren't. That this year we're supposed to get 11th edition 40k, but I heard on good authority we wouldn't. So, that they were going to let 10th edition simmer a whole year before springing another one on us. I mean, when you're getting additions faster than you're getting presidents, that's ridiculous. That is the dumbest thing GW is fucking dumb. Spit them out that fast. What track are we on? This track 7, that's what I thought. Unwelcome illuminated curiosity. Oh. Unwelcome illuminated curiosity. So you're curious, but you're also kind of awake. Yeah. Oh, means unwanted mean you're like fucking with Freemasons. Or you're fucking with like powers you don't understand. Good song titles. Beats some of the other ones out there. And sometimes they're so ridiculous they're fun. A drummer can just consistently hit that hard. That's something to be said about that lo-fi production. Forcing him to hit those drums accurately, on time. You can't punch in on these kinds of recordings. Got that big, roomy airspace. It's a lot harder to do a punch in. It's like, oh, you missed a couple notes. Oh, you missed a fill. We'll just go back and record that, and then you're done. When you do it with these big, open, live to tape, it's harder to do that shit. You gotta nail it. Or at least comp the track. Just do scratch tracks, guitars and bass and drums, and then go back in with the drums and have them really work out as parts. Compile them together if you need to. Still takes work on these lower production recordings. I don't know how many tracks they got. I mean, if they're using Pro Tools, they got limited tracks. But at some point, that's going to eat up the processing power of your computer. So if you just got like a million tracks, I mean, you're going to have to bounce those drum tracks down to a stereo and get rid of all the edits and cuts and stuff like that, and free up your hard drive again. A lot of people don't know that. When they're doing recording with a laptop, they'll fucking gum that up with like a billion takes. And then edits on a whole bunch of them, compiles, master track for that instrument, and they keep all that junk. They don't delete it. So you can keep it if you need to, but you just need to back it up on another drive. It frees up space. Or get those terabit hard drives that plug into the wall and supply their own power, and all the processing is done on those movable hard drives, those big, expensive ones. Hold like 4 terabytes of shit. Oh yeah. That way you can do your laptop recording and mixing, but you're using the processing speed of that removable drive. Yeah, I've had to do that before. It was either like a $400 part or a $2,000 computer. Well, the $400 part seemed the best way to go. So I'm just curious if they did that. Just got those drums really worked out, and then we're like, all right, now let's jump onto that bass. And he knows he's got a good solid drum track to work with. The guitar has like, it has articulation, but not a lot. But that bass comes in and spells out that articulation so much better. Like really fills those notes in for you. If you just heard the guitar tracks, you probably wouldn't hear all the nuance. That bass hits the bass parts. Well, not the bass, but the roots. And one of those major keys and stuff like that. You need more time to hear that guitar nuance. Oh. amorphous bulging appendages. Oh! Amorphous bulging appendages. He's talking about that guy. That's what he's talking about. Yeah. Those are sharp, though. But they do bulge. I wonder, what's he talking about? He's talking about some chaos mutant. I don't really think these guys are 40k fans, but I could be wrong. Judging by that art, though, they're probably AOS or Old World fans. These guys are probably fans of Skaven. Has anybody heard that rumor about Skaven making their way to 40k proper? Like coming out of the fantasy and Old World games and going into the future? That's what we need. We need Skaven in our 40k. We got those damn dwarves that aren't dwarves. Leaves of Votan and shit. They look cool, I guess. I guess the Necromunda models look cooler. I've never played those. I played Necromunda. I've got Necromunda games. Orlok. I'm House Orlok all the way, bro. Man, you get those Orlok guys and you give them all auto guns with those magnifying scopes, and then give your champion the ability to reroll failed ammo checks. Woo! Dude, you can just move as a fucking team, just shooting motherfuckers down. And you don't even have to wound them. In Necromunda, that's the beauty of Necromunda. If you just pin them, you can grab all the objectives with the Jews, the newbie gangsters. The juveniles, they call them. Juves, not anything else. Juveniles, Jews. Necromunda, 40k, look it up. But yeah, you can use those guys to run around, grab all your objectives and shit like that. Orlok, so badass. Does anybody have a favorite Necromunda gang? Comment down below. Kind of some black metal going on there. I wonder if these guys were trying to be black metal first. Or blackened death. Again, reminds me of Portal. I think it's that thin guitar tone. A lot of legato on the notes. You get a groove, then a bitch slap. Then a groove, then a bitch slap. That's a headbanger. Alright, I think this is the last track. Chalice made of bone. Chalice made of bone. So, a cup made of bone. That'd be cool. It'd have to be a skull, though. Oh, but the chalice could be like the cup holder. So, yeah, you take your little small glass that you're drinking out of and you put it in there and you drink out of that. And that whole thing could be ornate and made out of all kinds of fancy bones and gems and shit. Yeah, that'd be cool. Chalice made of bone. And this used to be an aspiring champion or exalted champ. The way 40Ks have done the rules in 10th edition, this is now a Chaos Lord? I don't know. He's supposed to be a character. He's supposed to be a Lord or an aspiring champion. 10th edition has taken away all the customization out of 40k. That's why I fucking hate 10th edition. There's no customization anymore. Because I just had my aspiring champ with a plasma pistol and a beat stick. And in 8th edition, that beat stick, they luckily had the black mace. And I think they had that in 7th and 6th and 7th too. They always had the black mace. And that was my character. I ran around with the black mace, and I always tried to make it the aspiring champion, because he helped in the wound rolls or the fight phase or something like that. He always helped. Maybe that's what it was. He helped out in the fight phase. So this particular model I played a game one time against the Space Marines. I think it was probably Ultramarines or Raven Guard. I don't remember. I didn't Raven Guard. So the other player had 10 Reavers, Space Marine Reavers, the Raven Guard. And this dude had a squad around him. And so in the game, those Reavers had shown up, you know, with their like infiltrate move or whatever. And I literally had those other ones like go somewhere else, DACA somewhere else, and I ran this dude up. Because at the time, he could advance and charge. My entire army could advance and charge. So I moved, advanced, and I got right into a close charge range, which with those infiltrators. They're like, oh, we're going to infiltrate and fuck your shit up. And he was about to. Man, when it came to my turn, he DACA'd, he did some damage, whatever. That squad left to go engage someone else. I ran this model, my Aspiring Champ with a Black Mace. I ran that motherfucker at 10 Reavers. Like I said, I could advance and charge. Charged in there. Killed like 6 of them bitches. 6. Just flat. Fought. And then his Black Mace had deal mortal wounds. And anyways, 6 wounds is what it... Or 6 dead models, because there were 2 wounds apiece. So that was 12 wounds he dished out. 12 wounds I got him to dish out. And that was a good roll. It wasn't the best roll, but it was a good roll. It was above average roll. I was not displeased with my rolling. And my opponent made a fair amount of saves, because I think it was -1 to the AP, so a 3-up went to a 4-up. So he had a 50-50 chance, and I gave him like 15 or 16 wounds or something, some good number. And I think he did not great. And then I got to roll for the mortal wounds, and I did good again. And so when I took a 10-man squad down to 4 models, boom, it went down to 4. I was like ecstatic. I felt so good. I was like, that's the best outcome for that. He struck back. I think I took 1 wound. They all dogpiled this guy. I think I took 1 failed save. And then he just shot. No, I think I had him leave combat to go shoot his plasma pistol at something else. I think I was like, I'm going to fall out of combat and go do something else. And he was like, what? I had another unit. The cultists come in and just mow down those 4 Reavers. Like 2 mobs of cultists or whatever. A cultist and a rhino or something. And just... That Space Marine player was so salty about that. That's cool. There's your ambience on the last track. But anyways, that Space Marine player was very salty about that, and good reason. It was a dick move I did. But don't worry, that Space Marine player came back and straight wrecked my shit for a couple other games. He used the same Raven Guard. I played him twice with Genestealer Cult. And my Genestealer Cult at the time was not bad. They weren't great, they weren't bad, but man, he came back and just beat the brakes off me for another few games, and it was because of that shit. He was like, oh, let's play again, asshole. And I'm like, yeah, sure, bro. And he just beat the brakes off. It was a good time, good time. 40K back in the day. Anyways, that was the entirety of Filtheater. Blight of Sempiternal Putrefaction. I don't even know what Sempiternal is. I don't even look that up yet. Whatever. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm Cattlebride, your Appalachian warlord. Remember, if it's not voluntary, it's tyranny.